I don't know how I'm supposed to start with this video. Before I get right into the realm breakdown, I want to talk about a couple of things real quick. If you don't really care that much, then you can just skip to this timestamp on this video. Alright, as you all probably know, I made 3 videos basically yapping about the racing realms and covering what it's all about. And all the footage captured there use Roblox gameplay, because the fan games that can be found on that platform can be really good looking and well made. But then on September 30th, if I remember correctly, uh, Roblox did an update to the platform. And of course, in typical billionaire corporate company fashion, it made more harm than good, at least to me. You might be asking, well, what did they do? What's the update? They changed a handful of things, but I can tell you 2 changes. Two. Two that really pissed me the hell off when this update dropped. For the first change, they basically made every game in the platform that does not have a maturity rating unplayable. That's right. You can't play those games. You can't play a game that has a maturity rating that says unknown. So unless the creators of said unrated games fill out some sort of questionnaire to set a stupid ass maturity rating, you can't play those games anymore. And a lot of AcceleRacers fan games that I frequent get affected by this. And then there's the second change. It's not really that impactful. It's not the most impactful to the platform as a whole. But there are these things called fast flags. They're basically I'm gonna try to explain this as best as I could. They're basically internal toggles to turn certain features to on or off dynamically without a client update on Roblox. And I would use one of these fast flags to just simply turn off the core GUI of the client and the HUD of the games I play on the platform to record those clean looking footage, with no HUD and stuff. But nope, they removed this one specific fast flag, the only fast flag that I use from their allow list, and I didn't want the footage that I recorded to be clustered with the HUD, so I didn't start making the video. I didn't start making videos because of this. I tried to bring back this fast flag to work again for weeks, and fortunately, I managed to do something to get around it, and I was able to remove the Roblox core GUIs and game HUDs again. So yeah, sorry I had to yap for this long. These changes really put a dent on how I make my videos. Of course, and me being a lazy ass kind of contributed to this problem. Oh well. Anyways, here's the video, guys. After the community poll that I've posted, it seems that you guys prefer to want me to cover the card game realms first instead of the movie ones, which I really didn't expect. Although the Fog, the Monument, and Warp Realm are technically card game realms, they have some canonical ties to the series because, the AcceleRacers for their realms were used in the movies. And now, for our first entry of the card game realms, we will be venturing into something a bit more less alien, for lack of a better word. This realm is also one of my personal favorites, so Let's get to it. Starting with the Canyon Realm's car description. Crisscrossing above an impossibly deep chasm, the canyon track challenges drivers with sheer drops on every side. The Canyon Realm feels almost grounded in reality. It's like something that you could actually find here on Earth. But still, don't be fooled. As visually stunning as it looks, it is still a racing realm. Risk and dangers will always be something that drivers should expect when challenging one. Beneath the natural beauty of redstone and winding cliffs is a racetrack that punishes every mistake. This realm is built inside a massive desert canyon system with reddish brown cliffs stretching endlessly into the horizon. The track snakes between towering canyon walls, and below it all runs a deep river, carving through the gorge like nature's finish line. Don't expect to see it often because if you're close enough to the river, that usually means you've fallen off the track. It's a place that commands respect. The canyon realm is absolutely gorgeous, but it was designed with razor thin margins for error. The Accelerons didn't need to add fantastical elements or any crazy stuff for that matter. Mother Nature itself was enough of a challenge. Because Mother Nature can be cruel at times, with natural beauty also comes with natural hazards. The canyon realm relies heavily on its natural geography to stop drivers from completing the track. There is only one, and only one, hazard car that was provided for the canyon realm, hence why I'll be speculating or theorizing or whatever on what the other hazards or dangers that are present for this realm. I'll mention this first. The amount of sheer drops that the canyon realm has is a threat worth mentioning. There are so many jumps or ramps or whatever you prefer to call them in this realm that the canyon realm's AcceleRacers pretty much trivializes this. And of course, we'll get to that later. The track seems to have guardrails too. I say this because based on the card art, we can see that it has guardrails. Although they don't seem to be completely reliable. At high speeds, it's still very easy to crash through or lose control. I think you can even still fall off the track, even with the guardrails, if you're fast enough. Secondly, there are also loose rocks and unstable cliffs that make rock falls a constant threat in the canyon realm. Of course, I'm not a scientist, geologist, whatever. I'm not any of those. But rock falls in real life are generally a common geological hazard that can be found in, who would have guessed, in canyons. So it might as well apply here. This natural event occurred due to steep, high altitude terrains and complex rock structures. Drivers racing through tight canyons may suddenly be faced with boulders crashing down onto the track, forcing them to either swerve, brake, or risk taking heavy damage. The narrow layout of the track doesn't leave much room to dodge, making this hazard especially dangerous at breakneck speed. And finally, unique to this realm, there are mutant vultures soaring in the skies of the canyon realm, waiting to ambush careless drivers. These oversized, aggressive birds circle high above the cliffs of the canyon realm before swooping down to attack cars mid-race. They can cause drivers to panic or even crash if struck at the wrong moment. Their presence makes the already dangerous drops and winding paths even deadlier, as drivers must split their focus between the road and the skies. So, after going through all of those hazards, what driving skill does this realm demand? According to the wiki, and yes, I know, I'm referencing the wiki again, just like previously, but according to the wiki, apparently, the skill that is being tested in this realm is landing jumps. At first, I didn't quite get what that meant, but after a few investigations, a few research, looking at ChatGPT, you need the perfect speed to carry out said jumps because the canyon realm has a lot of them. So it makes perfect sense that drivers need to master this skill. If you drive too slow, then you're just gonna fall off from that jump.
No.
And if you drive too fast, well, you're just gonna overshoot that jump, or yeah, you're just gonna overshoot and also fall off.
No. No. Okay.
But I'd argue that there's more to it than that. There's more to it than just hitting the gas at the right time. To master the canyon realm, drivers need precision and control in every move they make. You know, pure driving skill. When you're racing along crumbling ledges with muted vultures circling overhead and boulders crashing down from above, even the smallest mistake can send you over the edge. The timing of jumps and the finesse of car control go hand in hand here. It's a test of nerves just as much as skill. And for those who have gotten used to timing their jumps and finishing in first place, they are rewarded with the Hyper Jump AcceleRacers. With this, a driver can launch their car into massive leaps, clearing impossible gaps with ease. Not only is this a very fitting AcceleRacer for the Canyon Realm, this AcceleRacer has so much utility potential that I'm just gonna say it outright that this thing is universally useful for almost all of the racing realms. There has to be, ramps or jumps in every racing realm that a driver has to take. So a driver can just pop this thing in, clear the jump no problem, and then take it out again. So they don't have to risk putting more stress into the car. It's super useful. I really, really love this realm. I guess I have a thing for the more natural looking realms. It's gotta be in like my top 5 list. If I was a driver that was somehow forced to drive in these death goblins that we call the racing realms, this realm would be the place that I do not mind being lost in because just look at it. The scenery there, you could just imagine it being astounding. Minus minus the mutant vultures though. Speaking of the mutant vultures, I did say that it was a unique hazard to the canyon realm, but after rereading the script that I just wrote and looking at all of the realm card descriptions again, it seems like the cliffside realm also share this hazard. The hazard's card art shows the vulture swooping down trying to catch baseline with a massive canyon in the background, and the cliffside realm's description mentions a giant vulture. So yeah, people have made discussions about this, like how mutant vultures belong to the cliffside realm, but I personally disagree. I think the mutant vulture hazard can show up in both realms, both the canyon and the cliffside realm, but it should be more apparent. It should be more prevalent. I mean, in the canyon realm. One last piece of info that I found was about this earlier version of the Canyon Realm card that I found on Reddit from over 6 years ago. I found this by random, to be honest, and this was uploaded by a user called Jack Sharp Scribe, and the card reads, "Carved for eons by a powerful river, the canyon track offers unique hazards, including sheer drops, down vertical cliffs, and scavenger birds large enough to swallow cars whole." As you can tell, it has a different card description from the original version, and the symbol used in the card is from the forest realm. For some odd reason, it kinda looks like it's photoshopped, so please take this with a grain of salt. Don't believe anything you see. I also found this post to be hard to believe too. And that's all I got to say about the Canyon Realm. Info about these card game realms are very limited. But at the end of the day, The canyon realm is just natural beauty at its finest, masking perilous dangers. It is blessed with an amazing view, but also tasked with a cruel challenge. Behind the sunlit cliffs and flowing river lies a track where every mistake has consequences measured in hundreds of feet. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Seems like I developed a habit of uploading once every few months. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And right, for the next realm breakdown video, I think I'm just gonna choose whichever realm I find the most interesting to cover. That Roblox update that I mentioned in the beginning kind of made it impossible to record some realms. Also, I will be getting a new mic soon. Well, technically not a new mic. I've only been using my laptop's built-in mic to record my narration and then enhancing it using Adobe Podcast. Hopefully, my voice won't sound too irritable because it kind of does to me. Maybe it's human nature to not like hearing your voice in a recording. I don't know. So yeah, again, thanks so much for watching these shitty videos that I make. They're like the few lights that I have in my life. Okay, maybe that's too dark. But until my next video, see you next time.